2023 saw consumers turn away from plant-based beverages at an accelerated rate, causing it to lose market share to milk. It has the dairy industry further underscoring the need for integrity in labeling beverages. Bjerga with the National Milk Producers Federation joins us now with the very latest. Alan, good to have you with us today. Let's start with a breakdown of those numbers for plant-based sales over the years. What trend are you seeing?
So the trend is clearly down, Tammy. This is the second consecutive year we've seen volume share consumption declines. This is retail sales at grocery stores for plant-based beverages. This is now the lowest level of consumption since 2019. You see across the board big declines in soy, almonds, oat milk, which was once the beverage darling, is what they call it, in the plant-based beverage sector. Rose 1%, so it's struggling. In the meantime, you have dairy. It has seen long-term declines in fluid milk sales, even though people are now eating their dairy through cheese and butter, etc. It declined. It was not as much as plant-based beverages in 2023, and for that reason, you actually see an increase in market share for milk in a very complex and very segmented beverage industry. And what that shows us, Tammy, is that consumers are starting to figure out these are not adequate substitutes or alternatives. And once you get past that novelty factor, the imitations just don't carry it. Meanwhile, you see real increases in sectors like lactose-free, which do an excellent job of serving diverse populations. Lactose-free milk actually surpassed almond beverages last year in overall consumption. We need to hear more about this. This is a really fascinating market trend that's been going on for years, and it's upending what for years was sort of becoming this negative conventional wisdom about fluid milk. Fluid milk will be fine. It's the imitators that are in a little bit of trouble.
Right, yeah, some very interesting numbers there. So what do you see as the big takeaway here? How do you see these numbers influencing the market moving forward?
Well, I think you're going to see a continuation of these trends. And when you take a look at the increases in the fluid sector, you see lactose-free. You also see whole milk going up. When milk tastes like milk, consumers really go for it. And that's another reason why the Senate needs to pass the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act, which would actually get whole milk and 2% milk back in schools. That's why we need to push for the dietary guidelines to take a look at some of the latest research on fats and some of the contributions that can be made for a healthy diet overall by whole and 2%. We also need to be looking at the labeling issue. Once again, this connection with the dairy case from beverages that are really anything but. They're over processed, they're chemical laden, they're not natural, they're just made to mimic milk. They don't mimic it, not nutritionally, not in terms of taste, not in terms of experience. And I think the marketplace is figuring this out. And I'm hoping that in 2024, we make some real progress towards policymakers figuring it out too.
All right, I hope so too. That's Bjerga with the National Milk Producers Federation. As always, we appreciate your time and information.